Hey folks, it's Osiris. So I was asked to make a video for full disclosure now, which is something that is hopefully going to happen on the 11th of November. That would be great. I'm not going to hold my breath. The key part of it is that it's a group of people who are ready to know the truth, no matter how ugly it is. We want to know the truth. Tao Te Ching, number 81, says beautiful words are not truthful, and truthful words are not beautiful. That doesn't matter. We need to know. I want full transparency. We need to know what's going on. Too often, there is this veil of national security that hides what's really going on. And then in the end, it really turns out that national security was about padding the pockets of a few individuals. And by the time that happens, by the time the value has transferred and the public is left holding the bag, there's no one to take responsibility for it. Let's look at the Iraq War, for example. We now know for sure that it was a terrible idea, that they had nothing to do with 9/11, that they didn't have any weapons of mass destruction. Saddam Hussein wasn't a great guy, but millions of Iraqis lost their lives, and a lot of soldiers lost their lives, and trillions of dollars were wasted that could have been invested in something better for humanity, better for America, better for Iraq, better in general, other than feeding the military-industrial complex. And so now, years later, of course, everybody agrees, yeah, that was a pretty terrible idea, but, who's responsible for it? Well, it was an intelligence failure. Okay, an intelligence failure. Great, but whose? Was the president responsible? The vice president? Congress? The director of the CIA? No, nobody's responsible, and that's pretty much the situation we're in. So if nobody's going to be responsible, then we need to know what the hell is going on. And I'm sick of being in the dark. Secrecy is a tool of war, and I'm sick of being kept powerless. Knowledge is power, and I'm kept powerless. As a society, we need to know what's happening in order to make good decisions. And some of the decisions that are being made are just based on profit. That's clear. And it's threatening the very biosphere itself. People are denying that climate change is real, but the Great Barrier Reef is dead. Huge swaths of the ocean are dead. There are islands of garbage bigger than Texas, just floating around. And yet these people are like, hey, man couldn't affect the climate. Really? We need to know the truth. We need to know about free energy. The energy companies are patenting any type of free energy and then storing it away and keeping us on these fossil fuels, which are destroying the earth. They're destroying the earth because they want to control how energy is metered out to us. This isn't going to work. This is just selfish and profit-driven, and we need to know the truth about free energy. There's energy everywhere. Everywhere. Wind, solar. You can collect energy off of Wi-Fi. You can recollect it. There's all kinds of energy out there. But every time somebody comes up with a good opportunity or a good example of how to store it, well, they get sued, they get discredited, they get destroyed. This has to end. We're going to destroy the planet. This planet could turn into Venus. The very air could become sulfuric acid. It can happen. A runaway greenhouse effect is a real thing. And it might already be too late. But at some point, I would hope, before we all die, let's at least know the truth. Stop all the secrecy. UFO disclosure. So, the universe is huge, okay? I mean, it's mind-bogglingly big. There are other alien intelligences out there. There has to be. Even if you believe in creationism, why would God waste all that space? I mean, we're talking galaxies upon galaxies, trillions upon trillions of stars, most of which we can't even see. So why would he waste all that space just for us? It makes no sense. Scientists are always talking about the Fermi paradox. Well, it's interesting that none of the scientists suggest that one of the solutions to the Fermi paradox is conspiracy. Many of their solutions are way more outlandish than just, we are not told about it. I want to know. This is the kind of thing that we need to know about in order for our society to make good decisions about our place in the universe. JFK warned us about the perils of the secret societies that were taking over the world, and he promised to drag those things out into the light. He died shortly after. I would hate to say that he died in vain. I'm ready to know the truth. Full disclosure now, please. Thank you.